She went in last night.
Oh, wow.
Night.
Oh, wow.
I got her in her room because they had this morning to James.
Camera, by the way.
But it's not, is it recording?
It is.
And
Difficult in one way or
yeah, sure.
and it's still difficult.
So it's
Yeah.
boys and girls farm when they get started. Boys or girls? Much. No.
Yeah, I'll always have a packet made up for him beforehand anyway,
Correct.
but
Yeah, I think he sent it to me,
Well,
hoping I would.
I'm glad you have it for me too, because I look at my email stuff on a tablet this big.
I know,
So for me to make it bigger,
Yeah.
it puts it off the page.
I
and
know.
you know,
You can't see it all.
Like Christine, our accountant, she sends me stuff, and I can't read it on there at all, because
Mhm.
I can see the numbers, but I can't see what it's attached to then.
Right.
If you try to make it bigger, it just makes it
Yeah,
impossible
yeah,
to read.
it takes right off the screen
Yep.
on me. I guess I should get a desktop, but I had one years ago, but I never replaced it.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You are helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Please check your credentials and try again. You entered 991.
I started my log splitter for the first time the other day.
Yeah.
And
You didn't have that last night, did you?
yeah,
No, I couldn't see that far down there.
but I couldn't get it started, I was pulling, giving it,
Welcome
starter
and thank you
fluid
for
and stuff,
choosing freeconferencecall.com.
and it kicked back on.
You are helping people around the world communicate for free.
Did it break anything or just-
I don't know.
Just strap it open.
Yeah, I had one of these in my drawer,
Yep. Poor thing.
but,
If you are the host, press
and then I played
9.
golf,
Otherwise,
Oh.
and it made it worse.
joined into the phone.
I couldn't even swing the final couple of
Don't
holes.
forget Monday.
Yeah, I know, that's why I put this on, I hope it's, cause I couldn't drive, I can't lock my fingers together.
You and I could just drive around the course.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
All
right, how are
How's
you?
everybody?
Good. Chilly. So did James have
How you
the
guys
baby?
doing?
Not yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Didn't they go last
Gentlemen
night?
did, how are you?
Yeah,
How's
how
everybody?
are you?
Hey, how are you?
How
Yeah,
is
they
it?
went last night just for our meeting.
Yeah, they kicked in the end.
Okay. So hopefully. Yes. Yep, so far, yes, everything is,
Just a process.
they're hoping by the end of tonight.
Oh, you think by the end of the
What, that's what they're hoping.
I was gonna say, how could you say that for sure?
No, no, I
I'm
can't.
his wife is. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So,
Is it me or? No, it's a little chilly in here. But I'm okay with it.
He was working all right yesterday, right after they,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. After they gave us oil?
They give the village.
well,
Did it run?
They didn't give
Sold.
it. Yes, sold us oil. Did not give it to us, Phil.
Did
No,
you
no.
guys, you run
I
out?
was gonna say.
Don't be
maybe-
getting me into trouble now. No, we're on automatic fill.
Yeah,
But
And-
the season hasn't started yet, I guess.
Apparently,
Right.
because, we couldn't get a heat, we call the guy comes out and he's like, oh, let me in, and he comes out and he's like, you don't have any oil. We're like, well, how's that work when we're on on automatic, you usually get it all,
yeah, right.
you don't, there's no season.
We did the same thing. The house ran out, today's what, Thursday? Tuesday. No big deal. I walked to the shed to get 20 gallons of diesel fuel dumped in. I got 3 gallons of diesel fuel, that tank ran out.
Alrighty then.
Turn the heat on yet?
Nope.
Me neither.
Nope.
We had cold showers the next morning.
Oh, you have hot water through it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to
That's-
have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't have the heat on yet, and the thermostats are all off.
Lockdown.
Yeah,
Put on that sweatshirt.
exactly. Comforter,
Yep.
it's all good.
I just put another log in the fire.
There you go.
Yeah, so they do away with that too.
I don't miss
I haven't even
that.
started my pellets though.
Yeah, I haven't started mine either.
I have to clean them
I have an outside wood burning furnace.
out.
You do?
Those were nice.
They are nice.
They're gonna ban those if they haven't already.
They've been trying so hard to.
Different communities have
Yeah.
tried, I
Yeah.
don't think they've been able
Wasn't
to.
the governor trying to do it for the whole state?
Yes.
Burning wood,
It's
burning wood.
Burning wood.
Period, yeah.
That'll never go.
Can you
Nah,
imagine?
never. You couldn't-
Upstate New York,
couldn't.
can you imagine telling people upstate New York that they can't?
No,
No.
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 It's ridiculous.
That's, no.
Even in this area.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, yeah, yep.
Got some pretty high-powered people down in this area if she wants to keep pushing for that.
Is Dan gonna be on the call tonight?
Dan is supposed to and Justin.
I'm gonna shoot Dan a reminder.
And also the Constellation Man is supposed to be.
Nobody's joining us?
Hmm,
Or how, did you start that early?
not
Okay.
really.
Because sometimes they end up in a hold, because I might text Dan and he'll be like, well, I'm holding, waiting for it or
I
something.
mean,
so.
Definitely.
I could
Yeah.
restart it. See if that makes any difference.
Oh, what happened?
I turned it off.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound. Press star now. Otherwise, please wait and you
So
will be
that's not
joined
good.
into the conference.
Because Justin should be on.
Tom wasn't in today.
Yeah, I heard that.
Please announce yourself.
No, not why, yeah, no.
Hi,
I want to talk to him.
is that
about
Dan?
Good evening.
Hi, Dan. Hi.
Hi, Dan.
I just texted you, I thought, what?
Yeah, I was texting at
Oh,
the same time.
okay.
I've had that lovely music for about 5 minutes.
No.
Yeah, that's
I
why,
don't know why it disconnects
I think
that
if
way, or-
we turn our end on too early, then you end up in a holding,
Pattern.
yeah.
Oh, is that it?
I don't know, that's a guess.
Could be because Christine disconnected and just called back in again.
And then you were there, so.
Is there anybody else on the
Yeah, I
call?
dialed in I have not heard any other voice.
All right, so I'm gonna text Justin, because he's supposed to be dialing in. Does he have the dial in?
He said he did.
Okay.
I asked him. And Constellation Man.
How's the weather been lately?
80 degrees and sunny, Dan, you'd love it.
Beautiful.
Make sure you wear your
Woolies.
t-shirt and shorts when you come up.
No chance. You're just suckering me.
No. All right, I just texted Justin too. All right, well, we can, the 7th, okay, yeah.
It is.
All right, welcome to the October 12th Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the September meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And can I get a motion to approve the September 2023 Treasurer's Report as presented?
I'll make that motion.
No second?
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And can I get a motion to approve the September 2023 Voucher Report as presented?
I'll make that motion. No second?
Any questions? Everyone say
Aye.
aye?
Aye.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion, to approve the transfer in the amount of $72,020.86 from O&M account ending in 0030 to checking account ending in 0190 to pay September 2023 vouchers. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I would make a motion to approve the transfer in the amount of $7,080 from capital account ending in 0000 to checking account ending in 0190 to pay Labella voucher for 2023 I&I study. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I'm gonna make a motion to approve the transfer of $366.78 from the Thompson escrow account ending in 4570 to checking account ending in 0190 to pay Tri-Sales voucher. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, so reference 69.23 Constellation proposed lock-in rate and NICEAG comparison rates. You were expecting someone to be on the phone for this?
Yeah, and I don't know why he's not. I gave him all the information, but, I could just tell you briefly, I did speak with John Costello, he's with Constellation, and, they're offering us a lock-in rate, of 6 cents. Currently NICEAG is at 7 cents, but NICEAG's prices are gonna be going up drastically over the next few months because it's winter time, higher demand. But this would be a lock-in rate of 6 cents, and we're only committed until June of 2024. So I think it's probably in our best interest to go ahead and do that.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or concerns or
No,
other thoughts?
I know Christine did a lot of work with NICEAG going back over the past year's
Yeah.
usage, and you know, all those numbers for us,
Battling.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for the amount of energy that we use for the plant,
That's really the big
Yes,
thing.
that's really it. The
Small
other ones
accounts,
are
it's
small.
not really a
Not.
big difference, but when it comes to the sewer plant, I mean, I looked at, I mean, we're saving probably, depending upon the month, but, I looked over the last few months and we've saved between $200 and $400 a month on the wastewater treatment plant. So that's significant enough,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, absolutely.
And that was one of the reasons why we went with working with Constellation, so that we could get a low lock-in rate,
Yeah.
so.
And we're locked in just till June, correct?
That's correct.
if-
There's no other extra fees that they tack on or anything,
Nope,
so that's the real deal.
that's the real deal.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Any other questions, concerns? All right, does somebody wanna make a motion to move forward with this lock-in?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Reference 66.23, Granger quote for the amount of, you know what? If we could just skip over this for a second, Justin did text me back, he is going to be on the phone in a minute or two, and I just assume he speak to this one. So if we can just set that one aside for a minute. All right, so then let's go on to 67.23, which, and 70.23.
Yeah, they're kind of together.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yeah.
Invoice from Savory Septic Pump Out of Elementary School, and the draft letter.
Yes.
Oh, you gave it its own thing, okay.
Yeah,
So-
well, it went out on different dates.
I'm not sure if everybody is aware, I think we might have mentioned it at our last meeting, but, so, you know, we pump out our pump stations out on an annual or as needed basis. Thank you, Justin. And so, this Haight Street one is for the elementary school only, that's all that's on that one. And so Justin wanted to get the pump out done before school started so that, you know, there wouldn't be any kind of disruption to buses getting in and out and whatnot. So he pumped it out, or had it pumped out a couple of weeks before school started. And a couple weeks after school had started, we already had it backed up. And we had to call for an emergency pump out. So the invoice that you're looking at is the $825 for the emergency pump out of that pump station. And what they found in there was blue rags, which obviously had been used to clean and hadn't been in there very long, hence we had just pumped it out. And a length of chain, and I mean a sizable chain, you know, links like, I don't know, I should have brought the pictures.
Yeah.
Well, I think we passed them around last month.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, the chain, and then a ton of feminine products. So Christine and I, we worked together on drafting this letter that I would like to send to the school, letting them know that this is what had happened, and asking them to do better signage and instructions to the cleaners and the teachers and whoever else needs to be informed of this issue. And I'm not sure, but we can't keep absorbing these emergency call-outs for obvious neglect. So we just put in there that we may, you know, we may need to make the decision that if this were to happen again, that the school would have to pay for that emergency pump out. So that's what this draft letter is stating. So I don't know if anybody wants to discuss this or has any concerns or questions.
I do have a comment.
Okay.
You know, you're asking them to put up the signage in the bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
and the the toilet paper and signs in the cafeteria kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see anything about the instructions, you know, besides signage. Maybe ask them to, you know, educate their, you know, the employees or, you know, and the students if they can, or you know, I don't know in what class or anything.
Yeah.
But just, you know, besides the signage, because I know we put signs everywhere, you know, in Lakeside Park and everything, and nobody pays
Nobody reads
attention
it,
to it.
of course.
You know, maybe a little memo to the, you know, or something, just some kind of wording to that effect.
Okay.
That's just my suggestion.
Yeah, we can add something,
Christine, do we have any literature? Not over, you know, not inundated with it, but. is there-
flushable items or
There's-
something, or?
Well, the only things that should be flushed are toilet paper. That's it, I mean, it's
No, I was
not-
just curious, I know for the water, we have, you know, when you drip, how much gets lost, like,
Oh.
we have like a handout.
Yeah, we have something about grease, there's other things
We
upstairs
can
that
take
I
a look
can,
and
Okay.
see if there's something that we can share to help them, rather than reinvent the wheel if we
Yeah,
have
right.
something.
Just
Yeah.
other than signs, you know, just a little
I
verbal
mean,
somewhere.
we had caution tape outside all the other day, and
I-
people
I-
just walk
right
right through
through
it.
it, right?
I mean, we had a ton of caution tape out there. I had helped our highway guys put all that out there on Monday, because it was a holiday, so it was me and Jim doing it, and I was flabbergasted, to be honest, at how many people just went under it and came in. I was like, did that not mean anything? So, yeah,
So back to the school, I just want to confirm that this pump out station is only for the school, correct?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So is this like a typical problem? This happened a lot last year as well?
Justin, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear. So we've had about two other, that pump station has been a problem because of the feminine products mostly. But there's been at least one or two other occasions where we've got those blue microfiber rags before. And they're not just like the regular tearaway shop towel microfibers. They're like real, like 6x6 or 8x8, like microfiber towels. So this is about the third time. We're gonna start, I told my guys, every single time we pull off any clog, we have to make sure we take document photos.
Yes, yes, please.
So we have it for the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess what would be good is for us to take a vote on whether this letter goes to the school, so I'm assuming, so can we get a motion to, send that letter?
I'll make the motion to send a letter with the caveat of, a little bit further instruction on how they can.
And maybe the copies of the pictures that,
Oh, yeah, we are.
We have.
We are,
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
And
I'll second.
There'll be a copy of this bill, just so they
Yes.
can see what the bill was, and copies of the photos.
the second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Excuse me.
All right, let's go back now that Justin is on the phone, let's go back to reference 66.23. Justin, this is the two VFDs from Granger. I just wanted you to speak to them, why we're ordering two VFDs. Justin?
Hello?
Mr. Wiggins?
I'm sorry, I have kind of bad service. My kids are also a
Okay.
little crazy.
All right, so can you just speak to the fact of this quote that we have to be purchasing the two VFDs, why we would be purchasing them?
Oh, okay, so yes, we just had the control guys come out and replace blower 3's VFD, because that one had some kind of electronic problem inside. Blower 2 is still down, and they opened it up and diagnosed that one of the wires had melted on the inside. So that VFD is bad too. If we buy one more VFD, it would replace that one. All blowers would be functional. And since we've been having, this would be the third swap out, we would have one on the shelf whenever a problem occurs. We could immediately do a swap, which only takes about like an hour.
Okay.
Is there a reason why the VFDs are actually burning out so quickly?
We believe it's the atmosphere in the room. Also, that things aren't just built to last anymore. But the only thing we can point to is that the room has, in the same room, we have these two big drum filters that aerate a little bit of water, so there's a bit of mist that comes out of those equipments, and it's in the exact same room as those VFDs.
So what I've been trying to do for water and for sewer is to have at least one of everything that we might need that we can have on a shelf without it going bad type of thing, so that in an emergency situation, you know, especially during COVID, there was long lead times to have anything delivered. And so I just like to have one of everything if we can possibly on the shelf, so when something does go wrong, we've got that one and then we can replace it again.
You don't
So-
store those things in the same environment.
No,
Yeah.
and also when you buy a couple.
Now we have a dry room in the back that we keep
Yeah.
it.
They give us a little bit of a break on the price too, so that's why we need one, but we're getting two so that we can have that one on the ready, so. Anybody have any other?
My other question, Justin, how many of these do we have in operation? What is it, 3?
I mean, we have lots of VFDs, but these ones particularly seem, because they're constantly going, these blowers are always turning on and off, and they're always in rotation. So we only have 3 of those blower VFDs. And we have more blowers on a different piece of equipment, but that room which those VFDs are in is a dry room.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, so can I get a motion to approve the purchase of the two VFDs?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Reference 68.23, approve the final pay application in the amount of $87,591.01 and change order number 1 for signature regarding the West Main Street pump station upgrade. So this is the final, we're done with it.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody have any questions regarding this final bill?
No.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve this bill?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, did I skip over anything?
Do we have to vote on that 6723? We voted on the letter, sending the letter.
The Savory
Oh, I kinda
Yeah.
just mushed them together.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Well, they were kind of mushed together.
Okay.
That
But
was,
so can,
that was already
so should
included
we,
in our bill payments.
should we go back? I don't remember who did the motion in second, but to indicate
Okay.
that it would be for reference 67.23 and 70.23.
Okay, so Jerry.
Or should we do them
Jerry
separately?
Jerry made the motion
Right.
and John seconded
Mhm.
on the letter.
On the letter, all right, so then let's do a separate motion for the 67.23, which is the invoice from Savarese to do that emergency pump out.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for that catch. Okay.
Sorry, who seconded?
John.
John.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so James is not here. Dan, do you have any updates on Castagna? Or do you, Phil or
I do.
Jimbo?
I do.
Okay.
Part of our responsibility was to inspect the septic tanks and the connection between the buildings and those septic tanks and the sewer that connects all of those septic tanks, the stagnant pump station. All of the septic tanks are now in and inspected and approved. They still have to complete the sewer main, which is fairly deep in rock, around the existing buildings to make that connection. And I expect that to happen, before winter. But that sewer is not yet installed or inspected. On ASPCA, I don't have anything to add or any current knowledge. I'll call the project engineer tomorrow just to get an update.
Okay,
And I'll be in town next week to answer any questions anybody
okay,
has on this.
well, we have two town board members sitting here, Phil or Jimbo. Do you have any updates on either one of those projects?
Well, I did drive up into Castagna just the other day, and the buildings are going up pretty rapidly up there. They're moving right along. I wasn't aware of the sewer work that Dan is talking about. And I don't think they're actually working up on the ASPCA yet.
They haven't started, but they've gotten their things up there, I think there's trailers up there now, and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're mobiling up there, so I guess.
And then the only thing I can add to Castagna is we met with Tom, our building inspector, and the first building is close to being finished, and he still thinks it's gonna be 6 to 8 months before that's ready, the first building,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
While we're on that, Dan, a quick question with the septics that were installed up at Castagna. Was there any oversight from LaBelle at all?
Yes. Yes, we inspected, before they were backfilled, we inspected each of them to make sure that they were installed according to the design plan. And in fact, on one of them, there was a challenge because there was no clean out between either in the building to the septic tank or outside the building, so that in the event it plugged, it could be cleaned. They remedied that. So yes, we witnessed each of them, and when we had comments, they corrected.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions regarding those topics? Okay.
On the may I just comment a little bit more on ASPCA?
Okay,
The approval of their connection requires the installation of an odor control system on the wastewater treatment pump station property. The former chair and deputy chair and I had numerous discussions about this, and we all felt that installing this is relatively easy, and between the town resources and the village resources, it could be done with a force account. That has not moved along as fast as I would like. I would like to talk about that with Deputy Chair Schmidt next week and see if he can work with us to get that installed. It doesn't need to be functional until ASPCA starts pushing waste there, but it does need to be done. We also need, and we engaged New York State Department of Transportation. It does not need an occupancy permit. All of that property, the pump station and the area where we want to put this odor control system is on state land associated with Route 22. But because you're a municipality, you don't need an occupancy permit from DOT, but they do have some oversight, and we're working through that to make sure that what we do is consistent with what they'll accept.
Okay.
And that's so I can answer any questions on that individually or right now if anybody has them.
We're getting, no questions, Dan, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so
Thank you.
we don't have Dave Daniels here. Dan? Don't go away.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I won't. You know, on the one hand, getting ample rain this year has been a blessing for the village because we've been able to operate our water supply in a normal, routine fashion, which we couldn't do last year because of the drought.
Right.
So that's the blessing. The curse of it is Justin has had more than his hands full treating the inflow that occurs with each storm. We've determined that most of that inflow is coming from the east side of Route 22, Sewer District Number 1 in Trinity Pawling. We've worked with Rural Water, that's a not-for-profit public benefit corporation that helps municipalities, to televise the sewers that were of sufficient diameter on Trinity Pawling to accept the camera. Those data they're just data now. Next week I'm hoping to convert those data into information by transferring what we televised onto a map system so that all of the commissioners can see what we're up against, and importantly, Trinity Pawling can see what they're up against, because there is a significant amount of I&I that comes from the school. Under the species permit that you operate, you're obligated to discover and remove I&I when you find it. That obligation passes down to the users, and we need to develop a plan that can be implemented over. It's going to take several years, I think, at Trinity Pawling to fully remedy this, because there is a significant amount of work to do on that site. I prepared a request for quotation to fix a known break in the trunk sewer on Reservoir. That's a responsibility of Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. We will ask for quotes from various contractors. The sewer's pretty deep. It's about 10 and a half feet deep, so it requires trench box and some traffic control, and so it's not going to be cheap, but it has to be fixed. So Pawling Joint Sewer Commission will basically guide the way and show that you're doing the right thing, and we're going to have to ask all of our customers to do that too.
Okay. Thank you. Is that it for your engineer's report?
That concludes my report. I'll answer any questions. But,
Any questions for Dan? All right, thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Justin, do you have anything that you want to report regarding the sewer operation?
Yeah, excuse me if my daughter chimes in. We had Memorial Avenue got cleaned out by Cook last week, so we should not be having any more backups on Memorial. There's a lot of grease in there. And Dan basically hit everything else on for me, that we televised Trinity, and then we saw that Trinity has majority of all the inflow coming from them. All their sewer drains basically pour into their yard, the front property, and their sewer lines are just below that property, and so it basically just runs it down the hill into the sewer lines. So that's where all that rain is coming from, into the plant. And that's really it for me.
Okay, and, Dan touched on it, but, you know, when we had the storms back, the rainstorms back in July, and, just, last Saturday, right, Justin? Justin has had to
Yeah,
stay at the plant late
Yeah, last Saturday.
hours and manually operate it because it exceeds the amount of liquid that's supposed to pass through there, and we don't want raw sewage to leave the plant, so he stays there and manually operates it. So we have a huge I&I problem, and once we can get that fixed, we shouldn't have that issue again where he has to manually operate the plant. So it's imperative that we, you know, try to figure out how we can get this addressed as quickly as possible.
Mitigate those problems.
Yeah,
Most of it's coming from the Trinity Pawling, the
unfortunately.
lawn area, is that one of them?
Their main sewer line runs from the big building
Yeah.
right straight down to 22, and apparently it's in poor shape.
Yeah.
So it just
pouring in.
pours into it, so. Anyway, so, anybody have anything else that needs to be brought up, or any other questions? Okay, so then, thank you, Justin. So if I could get a motion.
Sorry, I was late, I apologize.
That's okay. Motion to adjourn?
Lori,
Oh,
before, Lori, may I have one more comment, please?
well, you're late, Dan.
I know, I'm sorry, but the collective, we, the town and the village, have met 2 or 3 times now, to talk about the future rates, the Pawling Joint Sewer Commission.
Correct,
And we have a meeting scheduled for next Wednesday
correct.
to continue that process.
Yes.
So I just wanted to put that on the record.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Now I am really confused.
are you sure? Okay. All right, so can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So make that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, being no public, we don't have to entertain visitor comment. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dan. See you
Have a
next
good
week.
night.
Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Joe.